That's right. Hallelujah. Can you say that? Oh, y'all. What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. You're back at it. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Ezra, will you get down and leave her alone? Y'all, I don't know why my cat insists on bothering LB. I should actually eat my lunch, however. And I also should have probably been a little bit prepared. Yeah. I'm looking crazy back there. But no one's in the room yet, so that's good. I can still kind of like get myself together. What you say, LB? I told you Mama was gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna do a little bit of, gonna do some more work. Okay. Alrighty, I got my lunch right here. But that's all I wanted. Oh. Let me get some water. Ezra. Ezra keeps bothering LB. Okay. She's finally getting used to him. So that's good. Let me get some paper towel over here. And tell you guys of... Oh, shoot. Hold on. I got to put Ezra's food up. My day's plan. Ezra! Leave her alone. Go eat your food. Here, come and eat your food. Go eat your food. Goodness. Leave her alone. You act... Both of y'all, man. Both of y'all are just at each other. When he don't want to be messed with, you mess with him. And when you don't want to be messed with, he messes with you. Ezra! Oh. Will you listen? You want to go in your pen? You want to go outside? Eat your food, Ezra. He don't want his food. He want my baby's taquito. He want her nacho cheese taquito. What's up, y'all? Everybody that's in the room. Hey, Miss Amber. Okay. So, that's just LB in the back. She's spitting. So, hello, everyone. Let me do my intro. Hi, Aslam. Hi, 77 Face. Are you okay? Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to those of you that have just recently joined the live. I've been trying to get myself together, situated, but nonetheless, I am here. Hey, Stray Kid 32. Hey, you guys. It's a lot of y'all up in here. Ow. Okay, so thank you for those of you that have just joined the live. I really didn't want to leave the house today, but we still, no matter the circumstances, we still got to get up and just keep persevering and keep mustering on. So that's essentially what we're doing. And that's what we're going to continue to do. LB, she's here in the background. She's eating her taquitos, whatever. Hey, thank you so much for your subscriptions. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm a little hype because I actually wanted to get a cappuccino at the Quick Trip. And those people like that know me, Quick Trip, Waffle House, and Walmart, like and Tropical Smoothie are like one of my favorite places. So I went to the Quick Trip. They didn't have a cappuccino, but they had the coffee. So I always get the medium roast. I like Vienna, the dark roast, or medium Colombian. So I got the medium Colombian roast. And I'm wired. I'm not a caffeine drinker. I like espresso, which I think it's actually stronger than caffeine. But I even have to stay off of that because it's it's hard to wean myself off. But I've been wanting a cappuccino for the past few days, and apparently this Quick Trip, my local Quick Trip, they have it on tap now. So yeah, the fuse is broken and doesn't even work. Go figure. So yeah, I just had the coffee. Okay, but I did have a chili cheese dog. Well, I do have a chili cheese dog, which I'm gonna show you guys. I'm sure nobody wants to see me eat, but I didn't get a chance to eat lunch, so I'm gonna have to squash this down, and then I'm gonna jump into work. Um, for those of you that have tuned into my previous lives, I want to say thank you. As you all know, I have been currently using, well, as you all know, that, well, you probably don't know because y'all are not on my Instagram, but nonetheless, I am an epoxy resin artist. I've been doing epoxy resin since 2019. And before I was just doing it for me. Ashtrays, rolling trays, magnets, keychains, earrings, pins. I mean, literally anything that, if I could make $1 off of it, whatever I could make, if it could make me money, I was there. And hey, welcome, nighttime crawler. And it was really good. Good evening, Luigi. It was good. It was cool for the time being, up until I realized it really wasn't taking me. It wasn't taking me where I knew I could go. Right? The hey Marissa. No, I don't play Roblox, darling. I don't play Roblox. It wasn't taking me where I know I could go. So long story short, I had been doing epoxy resin, kind of just strengthening my skills, learning the craft, everything like that. And recently, very recently, I believe the Lord has called me to get into clay work. So with that clay work, I've actually just kind of been trying my hand at it and seeing what happens. And yeah, this is, if you guys, I'm from the 90s, so this is kind of what I made. If you guys remember Plank, I made this one. For those of you that are new here, if you're new here, again, my name is Iniki. My name is, and my handle, it's Iniki. I'm Iniki. Okay, so yeah. But last night, anywho, I was just saying all of that because I do epoxy, and I've recently been doing clay for like the past week or so, and it's been amazing. So this is what I just finished up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 pieces that need 9. I have 10 pieces that need to be sealed in resin, but 8 of those pieces are actually containing clay. So this is what I had finished up. I was working on this caffeine, this coffee, y'all, got me. Notice how I barely took a breath? Let me take a breath. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, my last previous lives, I was showing what I was working on, but now I'm gonna show you what I finished. And this is it. I could not think of a name at first, but I'm gonna read it to you. It says, Lord, I am yours. I come broken, boldly I stand. Bless my hands, be merciful to the wicked. Amen. Okay? A lot of pain went into this. A lot of tears went into this. And I'm not just speaking from a physical aspect, like I'm crying over it, but this was personal. This was a personal one. My daughter has since claimed it, but let's get into the details. Everything was handmade except obviously the canvas, but everything else outside of the canvas was handmade, right? And except the beads. But yeah, thank you so much. Everything was made via hand. Baby, no spitting. Excuse me, come here, Whop your... Look, Ezra's quiet, LB's quiet. I'm not even concerned about whatever she's doing in the background. But yeah, so that's that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I want to get into this part right here. Be merciful to the wicked, okay? I need another skill. 67. Apparently 67 is a good thing. I'm old, I'm 32, but apparently 67 is like the new what have you. So anyway, you guys, I wanted to share that with you. I will be eating my hot dog, hopefully eventually at some point, but I'm really excited to jump into working. Um, but yes, I just wanted to show you all this piece. Thank you so much, Miss Amber. This again is called Let Us Pray, and the scripture reference for this, oh my gosh, this be so embarrassing. If I'm not mistaken, it's Luke 6:26 through 27. I'm not sure. Do not quote me on it. But it is in Luke. Okay? It is in Luke. All right. So we finished this. This is gonna get set to the side for a layer of epoxy resin, and I'm gonna seal it all in. But before I do seal it all in, I'm just gonna take some Mod Podge, and I'm just gonna go ahead and Mod Podge the snake and Mod Podge the border. But that's like literally, that's this big. You see that? That's how big that Mod Podge part is. What I want to actually get into, so I'm gonna set that over here. What I want to actually get into is this Itch This right here. For my one viewer that's still in the room, thank you. You're the best. My cat has been crawling on the table and tracking glitter in the piece. So that's kind of why I'm like glad I did this last. So today I'm going to be focusing on the Itch This. Okay. I'm going to be focusing on the Itch This. The inspiration behind this was when Jesus told Peter that he would make him, because of course, excuse me, Simon, before God changed his name into, you like the cornrows. Thank you. Before Jesus changed Simon's name to Peter, hence why we call him Simon Peter, he was Simon, right? I really hope I'm not saying that backwards. But nonetheless, thank you so much, Miss Amber. I really appreciate all of you all's support. So Jesus, after, God, I freaking love this story. After speaking to the crowd and stepping onto Simon's boat, and, you know, him and his his comrade, his friend, his brother, right? His folks. That's the best way I can say that one. And people him. When Jesus stepped on Simon Peter's boat, he had told him, Simon's boat before Peter, he told him to cast his net again. And Simon was like, we tired. We've been out here all night. We ain't getting nothing. Not even a little mackerel. We're not getting nothing far out. We're tired. But you know what? You say go out here in the deep end again and cast our net. Notice how he said net. Let down your net for a catch. So they casted the net. When they had, because now Jesus is in their boat, my God. When they had pulled up the net, Simon Peter had to call for help. Because the catch of the day was so large, was so grand, they had to call for help. You get what I'm saying? The blessing was so grand, but the blessing was, the reward and the grandness of the blessing wasn't because, well, yes, Jesus was with them, but it was more so because of the obedience. You get what I'm saying? If he could have been, Jesus could have been on their boat still, and he could have said, you know, cast down the net. He would have been like, nah, I'm not doing it. But the obedience, the reward came from the obedience, right? Y'all, if you just joined the live, I just went to Quick Trip. Me and my little baby came from the Walmart, got my cat some food, got her some stuff, got some coffee. I am wired. So forgive me for talking really, really super duper fast. It's the caffeine. But yeah, so that's what the inspiration behind this piece, behind this piece, that was the inspiration. Thinking of Simon Peter, thinking of Jesus and the catch, thinking of Simon Peter being tired, being exhausted. My God, I'm so tired. I've been out here all night and I didn't get nothing. I've been out here all night, Lord. I didn't get nothing. And you telling me again to throw down my net for a cash and up comes the miracle? Yeah. So I'm gonna express that in a form of creativity. And I found that I really like doing clay lettering. I just love it, right? This is the second piece that I've done with the clay lettering. This is the first piece that I've done with the lettering. And after this piece, I'm like, and this is called In the Beginning. And the scripture reference for this is John 1:1. But because I love the textured part, LB, that's for the cat. Yes, that's for the cat. So anywho, this room for improvement turned this. I actually did thinner lines and kind of flattened it down and filled it in the like spacing with the clay versus already kind of rolling it out and then outlining the actual lettering. Okay. So nonetheless, I am going to be painting this today. So that's the goal for today, is to get myself prepared. So in the meantime, if you can spare me just a few minutes, a few seconds, maybe like 37 seconds, so I can get some fresh water and we can go over look at all our paints and we can go over our color scheme. So yeah, please hold. LB, you be nice. Mama's gonna get some water, baby. I'm gonna get some water. Mama get water? I get the water? Yeah. Yes. All right. Thank you so much for your patience. Awesome sauce, you guys. All right, so I got our water here. All right. And I am going to, and I've been thinking about this. This was literally supposed to be one of the pieces that should have been done, because I did this before I bedazzled, painted, or anything like that. Before I did Let Us Pray. Again, if you're new here, this is the piece that I had completed last night, but I started it on live. Was just showing you all the process. It is mixed media. It'll be epoxy resin and clay, right? And it says, Lord, I am yours. I come broken. Boldly I stand. Bless my hands. Be merciful to the wicked. Amen. And again, everything was handmade. And bedazzling it it literally took forever. Like, I don't even want to relive that. Let's move on. Let us move on. All right, so we're gonna roll up our sleeves, literally, because we don't want paint on our sweater. And this was actually a sweater that I totally forgot about, but I love the neck piece. I love the personality the neck gives. Okay. All right. So we have our water here. Okay. Hello, everyone that's recently joining in the room. Alrighty, John 3:16. Oh yeah, I know that scripture. Let's see if I can recite it. John 3:16. For he, oh Lord Jesus, you about to embarrass me. Okay, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. I believe that's the verse, but please don't quote me on it. Hey, Harper. All right, you guys. Again, we have our water here. Let's see. Trying to set up a really nice setup. Okay, we have our water here. We have our piece that we will be working on, which is our Itch This. I keep saying it because I just learned how to say it. I just learned how to pronounce it. So I'm going to keep saying it because it's just like, I finally know what it is. I mean, I've always known the symbol. I just didn't know the symbol had a name. I always thought it was a fish. I didn't know it was actually called an Itch This. Hi, Toka. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, water, check. Itch This, check. Now it's time for paint, okay? So let's go over our color choices that we have. I am going to be using acrylic paint. The brand that I'll be using is Apple Barrel. So I have red apple here. I have bright yellow here. I have pewter gray. I have real brown. I have Christmas green. This Christmas green, let me see. Which one is it? Arbor green. I believe this arbor green is what I used for the piece back there. It's amazing. I have jet black here. Thank you, baby. And LB wants to give me this. And she wants to trade this for this. Thank you, baby. Good job. Okay? Yay! You're welcome. And this, I have khaki here. No, don't do that. That's not nice. Okay? I have crisp green. As I'm showing you all these colors, kindly leave a comment let me go ahead and continue to hold this piece up as well so you guys can hopefully get inspired. Maybe you can help me come up with some ideas on how I should paint this because I'm still kind of confused. I know I want to do the letters black. As far as the fish, do I want to do the fish black? Do I not want to do the fish black? Don't really know. So yeah, help me out. I have here elephant gray. I have here Snow White. I have candy pink, which my daughter, if I'm not mistaken, she chose this color yesterday for her project that she had done, which was this. It was a scrap canvas that I was using as like a swatch canvas. And she kept wanting to come up yesterday. And I was just like, you want to do a painting with your mama? So that's what she made. But I am going to detail it out for her. In fact, I actually thought about kind of working on this over a course of days. And kind of like doing layering. Like each day would be a different color. To kind of give it like that pop art illusion. But that's an idea of that's a work in progress. But anywho, I have this Harvest Orange. I actually have never used this. So I do know that I am going to use this to the side. At least if I get like one of these little thingies on here, I'm going to use this. This, I like this color. I have white, right? What is this? Wisteria. Doesn't really seem like much is in here, but I do have wisteria. And it's really interesting, you guys, because I can go to the store and literally see a color now, and then by tomorrow or by next week, it won't be there. All right, I have purple iris. I have a lot of pinks. A lot of pinks. Real brown, already showed you guys that. If I'm not mistaken, that's this. Yeah. All right, so I don't have to, well, I'll put it back there. All right, I have blue kazoo. This one looks really interesting. Maybe. Yeah, let's hold this one to the side as well. I have two blue. This kind of gives me like a navy kind of vibe. I have bright red. Okay, almost to the finish line. This is purple iris, but I've just showed you that, you guys, that here. Okay, so let's put that here because this is already open. All right, and I have this cameo pink. No. Tiny little fingers. No, 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 no. She just grabbed the water. Okay? No. I have cool blue. Mama said no. I have pink eraser. I swear she talks crap about me under her breath. All right. And what other colors do we have? Pink Parfait. Can you tell what my favorite color is? It's pink. And I have Hot Rod Red. Those are for your basic colors. And of course, Jet Black, but I have two of those. Those are for your basic colors, you guys. Now, what I also would like to mention, thank you, thank you, Anime Worlds. What I would also like to mention is that I have glow-in-the-dark paint. Now, the interesting thing about this, oh, wow, cool, you guys. Look what I just found. Look at this little charm that I made, I want to say at least over 5 years ago. You see how durable the epoxy is? And that's why I love epoxy. Like, I've made this at least 5 years ago. Okay, so nonetheless, I have glow-in-the-dark paint as well. So the glow-in-the-dark paint is by the brand Folk Art. Folk Art. Folk Art. Okay, and in this color, in this brand, with your glow acrylic paint, I have orange. I have neutral. Okay. I have pink. Okay. And I have yellow. All right. So these are all of the colors, all of the paints that I have, and that's just paints, okay? I do have mica pigments, and I do have, yeah, I'm gonna put the camera back how I had it. And I do have, so mica pigments, and I do have alcohol inks, okay? So yeah, you guys, if you can, please go ahead. So I do have 1 vote for glow in the dark, 1 vote for glow in the dark paint for this Itch This piece here. I'm definitely needing you all's help and helping me decide what color scheme to go with. Glow in the dark paints. So what I also like to do, just to kind of, I'm gonna go ahead and set my paints here to the side. 1 vote for glow in the dark paint. Like a mix. Yes, I can mix it. So I just kind of want to know, again, what color should I use for this? It's a very detailed piece, and all of the clay plus the background will be painted. So again, I am wondering, should I do black? Should I do multicolors? What should I do? What should I do? Somebody said weed to alcohol inks. Okay, so Blue Dreams Wink said yes to alcohol ink and glow in the dark. All right, so as far as the alcohol ink is concerned, I actually have an idea, and I think I would like to test that idea while on live with you all. Let's try to use our neutral glow in the dark paint. And it's an experiment because this is neutral in itself and this is pigmented. This alcohol ink is pigmented. Now, how would I be able to tell? I would probably have to stick it up there to the light really quickly and turn it off and see if I can get it to get dark. Okay, so let's hurry up and do a quick test. Let's do a quick test. Bless you, baby. This is why I like to use swatches. I don't have anything to paint on. Do I have anything to paint on? I believe I can finesse something. Can you stop that, please? What is this? October 1st. Incredible. All right. Not sure what this is, but it looks like my cat had been chewing on it. He's teething. He's like 3 months. All right, so let's do our experiment, shall we? I have a few ideas. In fact. I have a few different experiments. A few different ideas for an experiment. Can you guys see? All right. So I'm going to try the neutral paint with a color. Let's do purple. Wait, what color is this? Yeah, let's do purple. I have purple alcohol ink. Well, purple pigment. This is pigment. Let me do the alcohol ink. It's yellow. What color is this? This is cerulean. All right, let's just do cerulean. This is actual ink. Pigment and ink is different. Okay. See, it says alcohol ink. Let me open this for you guys and show you. An old shirt in cardboard. Well, because cotton isn't gonna be my primary base, I don't know how to work on that. Okay, so now I need to take some scissors so that I can snip the top off. It's like stuff is always everywhere else except for where I need it when I'm in the middle of a session. Okay, here they are. Why is my shoe over here? Who brought my shoe over here? Was it you or Ezra? Okay. Now with this, we have to be very careful. Be very careful because it's ink. You see? Already I snipped it and it's already bleeding. You have to be very careful with that. With the ink, with the pigment, anything. Be very careful. And a little does go a long way. Okay? A little goes a long way, you guys. So if you're going to be utilizing alcohol ink in any form or what have you, just make sure to be mindful that you don't need a lot. Because again, a little goes a long way. All right? It feels like art class. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Let's time to experiment. Now, when we do these experiments, I like to use a disposable paintbrush. And the reason being is because I don't want to get too attached, right? If this gets messed up or what have you, if I try to wash it out and it doesn't wash out to the best of its ability, then I'll just toss it. No big deal. I'd always use a disposable brush versus a regular paintbrush. And you can always tell the difference by the bristles, okay? So I'm still learning, but as I learn, I'll teach you all. Okay, let's jump right in the experiment. So here, I want to see if the pigment, the purpose of the experiment is to see if whatever additive, pigment or even mica pigment or ink, if it will show through the Mod Podge or if it will show through glow-in-the-dark acrylic paint, which is already like fixed up, right? Okay, so let's jump right in. What are you doing? She ripped off the tablecloth. Can you step to the side, please? LB, come over here. Step to the side over here. Good job. Go play with that over there. Okay, good job. That's so good, baby. That's so nice. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. Away we go. Okay. So it is coming out. You see, when your paint does that, you all, you can always try to get some paint thinner or use a little bit of water. Depending on the type of paint. If it's oil-based, then don't use water. Because you do have different types. So this is very, very coagulated. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm just going to pull it down like this. When your paint coagulates like that, that's a telltale sign that your paint is old. Okay? So always keep that in mind. Everything has a shelf life. And because it's really giving me a hard time through the top, I'm going to go in through. You see how that's, yeah. Okay. All right. But it still has purpose. All right. This is how it looks. We're just going to do just a little. This is an experiment. We're going to take a dab of, and this color is cerulean. This is Let's Resin Alcohol Ink. Let's Resin Alcohol Ink in the color cerulean. So I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 drops. Again, you guys, a little goes a long way. One. 2. No, I'm not counting for you that time. I count down when she's in trouble, so that's why she's like, no, I'm not counting for you. That's how it looks. So let's go ahead and let's give this a blend in. All right, so already what I'm observing, again, this is neutral glow-in-the-dark acrylic paint. What I'm observing with this is the alcohol ink seemed to color the neutral acrylic glow-in-the-dark paint fairly well. But the real test still awaits. Okay. So this is how it looks, the mixture. And now, I kind of didn't want to swatch this, but I'm going to swatch right here in this corner here and see what it does. And then I'll determine from there how I'll proceed going forward. If I'll do this method or if I'll do something else. So right now, as I'm studying this, what I'm kind of leaning towards is I don't like the method. The glow-in-the-dark paint is very thin. It's much thinner compared to your regular non-glow-in-the-dark paints, acrylic paints. And I say non-glow-in-the-dark because you have, this is a matte finish, you have a satin finish, you have a gloss finish, you have different finishes, right? You have different paints, oil-based, watercolor, water-based paints. They're all different. But for right now, what I'm noticing, again, this glow-in-the-dark paint, it's thin. I'm not sure because the glow pigment needs to penetrate through the acrylic paint itself or what, but it does go on very thin. Okay. Now as far as the color, I'm going to test it by holding it up here to the light to charge the whatever makes it glow. I can't think of the name right now, but I need to charge those properties. That's the word. I need to charge the properties. So give me like 3 seconds. As you can see, I'm standing right here. I'm holding it up to the light. I'm holding it up to the light, and then I'm going to turn it off in just a second. So I'm holding it for a few seconds. Okay. Trying to get it a really, really, really good charge. Okay, let's turn this off. I gotta step away, you all. Okay, so let me take a picture so you all can see the results of the experiment. I think it turned out well. I think I may just need to do multiple layers of the glow in the dark mixture. Okay. All right. So, thank you for your patience. That was a really great experiment. What if you okay, what if some of how you made it matte or mix somehow in the same colors to make it some matte? I don't know that much of color theory. Okay. So I think I'm gonna answer that question now. If you all are still here, we just did an experiment where I did alcohol ink and neutral, which is kind of like plain, like white, right? Of glow in the dark pigment, glow in the dark acrylic paint. And you guys, it worked. Let me show you all. Let me turn up my brightness. Okay? And my flash was not on. Well, first, let me show you with my flash on. As you can see, this was the swatch here, the corner of the swatch. Hold on. This is where we did the swatch, right here in this corner. But the flash was on, you couldn't see it, right? This is what I'm about to show you, this here, which was again, the neutral folk art, glow in the dark acrylic paint and mixed with the color cerulean, that's this. Yeah, that's this, okay? So so again, I'm getting really excited. I have to show you all the evidence and show you how my brain is thinking, because I want this to pop. And the way I want it to pop, I want it to pop in the dark. So what I'm thinking about is I can paint the background black and the clay detailing can be vibrant glow in the dark pigment. But here's the trick. Whatever color you see, it's not going to be that. So here's for the next experiment. I'm going to go ahead, and because this was used with paint and not Mod Podge, I'm going to go ahead and put this in my water, and I'm going to reuse this brush because I'm going to do another experiment. Again, this image that you see here is from this. This is neutral, kind of like plain white, neutral glow in the dark acrylic paint with cerulean. I just chose a random color because I was testing my thought. Cerulean alcohol ink. Cool. It works with the alcohol ink. Great. Now I want to test my theory if the acrylic glow in the dark paint is going to work or clash with the glow in the dark mica pigments. Mica pigments is powder. It's kind of like eyeshadow. Okay? That's the mica pigment. Now I have to specify between mica and regular pigment because again, this is epoxy resin pigment, but this is in the form of a liquid. This, however, is not a powder. It's a liquid. This is not ink. This is pigment. If I'm not mistaken, alcohol ink, it's alcohol based. But like I said, I've been doing this about 5-6 years and I'm still learning. But anywho, I already know what these do. I already know about this. I can tell you the color from what you see, but it's not going to be the color as it glows. That's the trick. So, which is why I'm saying if this experiment passes the test, it doesn't matter what color I choose. As long as this is black and this works, it'll be a play on the eyes. So let's try it. So I did blue, cerulean. Let's try to go with a, ooh. What color should I do, y'all? I have glow in the dark orange, glow in the dark red here, glow in the dark pink, glow in the dark green, glow in the dark neon yellow, glow in the dark neutral, which is like this, but this is paint. This is mica powder. Ah, so many choices. Okay. Yeah, or wait, don't black base on some, then color the mix on it, boom, then the light to make it pop, then it works. Purple. Okay, he says purple. Purple it is. Purple it is. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to do this one. Purple it is. All right. You guys are ready for the... Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so let me move all of this out of the way. Okay, we're going to clean it. Clean it really good. Okay. No, green. Okay, so I'm going to do... I could do both, but let's do both. All right, so Miss Bella voted green, and we also have someone that voted purple, so that's fine. We can definitely do both. So I have 1 vote for green, and I have 1 vote for purple, and I have a vote for pink. All right, you guys, I have yellow, I have blue, and I have orange. All right, so because we have so many different votes, why don't we just... Okay, we have pink in the list. We doing a test? Yeah, we're going to do a test, okay? So why don't I just add blue to the list? Why don't I add all... Let's do the little vials. Let's do that. The ones that's already open. Let's add the blue. Okay, I have purple down there. All right. And I'm going to use these ones because these ones are more vibrant. And I'm going to swatch the white. I'm going to swatch the white. Okay. Swatch this white. All right, these are the colors that I'll be testing. I have white, I have purple, I have pink. Let's back these up. Pink, purple, white, green, blue. Looks like red, so let's call it red. Yellow, well, what's left of it anyway. And orange, okay? All of these are glow-in-the-dark mica powders. We're going to be mixing this with a acrylic paint, glow-in-the-dark neutral based, and we want to see if it's going to push through, okay? So we are going to get another canvas, or do I want to do a canvas? I think I want to do a canvas so to keep it true to its nature. I'll probably just run up to the dollar store and grab more. If you all would like to support the channel and assisting with getting art supplies and the like, then all of the information is in my description below. Okay? Alrighty. So here we go. Here's the fun part. Now for this swatch, I don't want it to bleed into the canvas. I always like to do my swatches on the back, like how I did here, because I can always cover this with cork, cover with duct tape, something, or just paint over it straight black and still utilize this. Alrighty, so let's start. Without further ado, first up on the list is we're going to do, where's the purple? We're going to do purple, okay? Now, I'm going to do all of the swatches first. And then after I swatch, I'm going to put it in the light. Now, again, it's just like the, it's a little, mica powders are a little different than pigments or inks. Depending on the, whether or not you want it Can you stop? Depending on whether if you want it opaque or transparent, you would either add more or less. So we're going to add enough. I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys, it's going in really well already. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to show you guys. That's the purple. And for this swatch, I'm just doing like this with the butt of it. I'm paying attention to see if I have any clumps. Again, it's not ink, it's not pigment, it's powder. So I have to make sure that I'm mixing it thoroughly well to ensure that the powder, the mica powder, the mica powder and the acrylic paint mixes uniformly, okay? So that's it. That's the first swatch. That's the purple. We're going to go ahead and we're going to let that dry. Going to clean the tail of our paintbrush here. Okay. Next up on the list, we have yellow. Okay. Excuse me, green. So purple, boom. Next on the list, green. Okay. Someone requested green. We have green coming up. I believe it was Miss Bella. We have our neutral here. Just a little bit of a drop there. Okay. Always do like this because you never know if there's like some at the top. And this stuff can get pricey, right? Okay, we're going to put just a little bit there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's the green. I want to add just a little more. Okay, because this is where it's at. This is the money maker. We're going to close this to ensure that LB doesn't get to it, or Ezra, which is my cat. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix it with the tail of that paintbrush like we did our purple. We want to ensure that we get all of the clumps out. Okay. You guys, we want to make sure that we're mixing the powder and we're mixing the acrylic paint uniformly. Okay. Now, I will like to give you guys a heads up. When you're painting acrylic on clay, you will have to do at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 coats, just because naturally the first coat is going to be very thin. All right. That's the green swatch. All right. You guys, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about putting it in order so I can know when I come back which color was what. All right. Moving on to another color in our swatch. We have on the list, well, that was the only color voted, but we're gonna do blue. We're gonna do blue. Okay, let's get our neutral base here. And notice how I'm keeping enough space between each swatch because I want to make sure that the colors are true to itself and not bleeding with each other. Once I see what it does, each pigment with the neutral base acrylic by itself, then I can mix and blend and create my own colors like that. But for right now, I just kind of want to see how each color does on its own. And if it pushes through that neutral paint. You guys, I literally I just turned that whole thing over. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side. And for the sake of time and you all's viewing pleasure, I'm just going to stick to the task at hand, stay focused, and I'll come back and clean that up in a second. All right, so again, just my observation, I do love how the mica powder is mixing with the acrylic paint, both of which do glow. I don't remember the color that this glows by itself, and I don't remember the color that the mica pigments glows by itself because they're backwards. Okay. All right, that's the third one. That was a blue swatch. Okay, now we're going to do what looks to me red. And I'll show you guys that in a second. That's this. It looks to be red. Okay. And this is really good that I'm doing it like this as well, because it gives it time to dry. Because if you can remember, I have to stick it up there in that light to charge those glow properties, right? No, LB, Mama can't get you right now. We're showing the people. Okay, yeah, we're showing the people. This is that red looking one. I know. Be careful. You see you fell? Be careful. That's why I tell you to be careful. Okay, I'm just giving it a quick swirl here. I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. That's the red swatch. Okay, we have the purple, we have the green, blue, red. To not confuse our eyes, I'm going to put the yellow in between the red and the orange so that we're not getting confused. Okay? So I'm going to take our neutral paint again here, like so. We're going to take our, what's our next color? I just literally forgot. What did I say? Yellow. We're going to take our yellow. Give it a little of a pinch in there. This is, man, when I tell you this is extremely bright on the eyes, it's gorgeous. Can you guys see that? And the reason why I'm not using, like, again, a bunch, it's expensive. This ain't cheap. This ain't cheap. Okay, getting it mixed in really well. This almost looks like a lighter version of the green. Okay. You guys are the best. I really appreciate you all being here with me today. After the yellow, now you guys, we're going to do, because I am curious to see, we're going to do the pink. Okay. We're almost to the finish line. Almost to the finish line. The reason I'm not putting all of the swatches on there too is because I don't want the paint to dry prematurely before I get to the next color. All right. We got our pink on there. Okay. Okay. All righty. That's how this is looking. I have a few more spots of the acrylic. That's what I'm trying to get. Okay. We got that swatch down. All right. So we got the pink, we got the yellow, we got the pink. Now we are going to do the swatch. We have two more swatches left. We have white and we have orange. So not to confuse our eyes, I am going to do the white with this is what I'm really interested to see. The white, the glow-in-the-dark white with the neutral or white glow-in-the-dark acrylic paint. So let's try it out. This one is really chunky. This one is already coming out in chunks. It looks like something that I can't mention on my channel. I don't know nothing about that. God has delivered me. No, I never had a problem with cocaine. By the grace of God. I haven't had a problem with cocaine. I've tried it before. It's not for me. And if you're new here, my name is Aniki. And yes, I'm very transparent. I'm going to tell it. Because how can I inspire or motivate anyone if I'm not honest? Okay? As broken as I was, God still took me and used me. So now I'm here to give back to the Lord. And I'm using my gifts and doing whatever he tells me to do. And right now, it's on my heart to do glow swatches. So we're going to swatch. And we going to glow. Okay? Last color, orange. If you've stayed this far, thank you guys. I am here to do an experiment before I jump into the painting portion of my Itch This, okay? Which again is this, okay? So if my experiment goes really well and the glow in the dark pigments push through this neutral paint, then it's only up from here, because I've been thinking about it for a few days, hence why I didn't jump right into the Itch This piece sooner, because I was just trying to think about how I was going to execute the colors and the pop. Because when I see things in the spirit, like the Lord shows me, he'll show me something or he'll say something to me. But like if he says a word to me, I'll see the image, right? So I was thinking again of the story of Jesus telling Simon Peter that he would turn him from a fisherman. He'll take him from being a fisherman and turn him into a fisher of men. Hence the inspiration behind the Itch This. And I was like, God, I want to try that. I want to do it. And I just saw colors. I knew how the shapes look, but I saw colors, and the colors were popping out at me. The only way that I can think of the colors popping out at me is either neon or glow. So I chose the latter. Like, man, I really want it to glow. So now we're here, and we have completed our swatch. We have glow in the dark orange, glow in the dark white, glow in the dark pink, glow in the dark yellow, glow in the dark red, glow in the dark blue, glow in the dark green, and glow in the dark purple. Okay? You're finished. After this, do black base and then the colors over it so you don't wait. That's exactly what I was planning to do. Blue Dreams. That's exactly what I was planning to do. Okay. Are you guys ready for the reveal? I'm charging the properties just like last time. I'm going to go into the bathroom. I'm going to snap a picture. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys all of what we've come up with. I'm just really making sure it's really, really, really charged. And another way that you can charge your glow-in-the-dark pigments, you guys, is by UV rays. So if you have like a UV lamp, a UV flashlight, or just simply the sun, or a flashlight, right? That's how another way you can charge your anything that glows. All right, so give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna pull up my camera here, okay? And I'm gonna shoot off to the bathroom, and that's my baby in the back, and we're gonna make sure that this turns out to be what I hope it does. All right, hold on. Mama's here. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. I am back. Are you ready for the reveal? Type in the comments. I'm ready if you're ready for the reveal. Once again, you guys, I do want to show and express to you that what you see, do not be deceived, okay? All right. I'm going to show you the swatch list again. I'm going to call out the colors again, and you all have watched me do it, and I'm going to show you the reveal. Okay? This was purple. This was green. This was blue. This was red. This was yellow. This was pink. This was white. This was orange. And this is the reveal. Hold on. This is the reveal, you guys. So from here, okay, 5 across the top, 3 at the bottom, 8 swatches. This is the reveal. Okay. So the first swatch, it looks like the glow in the dark purple is actually glow in the dark blue. The glow-in-the-dark green looks to be the glow-in-the-dark green. Glow-in-the-dark blue looks to be glow-in-the-dark blue. Glow-in-the-dark, what is that? Red looks to be glow-in-the-dark yellow. Glow-in-the-dark yellow looks to be glow-in-the-dark green. Glow-in-the-dark, what is that? Pink seems to be glow-in-the-dark. I'm looking here. Glow-in-the-dark yellow. The center one, glow-in-the-dark white, looks like to be that really bright orbish kind of lime color. And glow-in-the-dark orange, which is this, looks to be glow-in-the-dark yellow. Okay? All right. So that kind of bums me out, but I can't be too bummed out because remember, even though these glowed on their own, glue on their own. What's the past tense of glow? Wow, glown? Even though these light up on their own, so does this. So does this. So what I'm thinking about doing is picking one color or two to use for the glow aspect of the Itch This piece. Because, reason being, these are powders, these are expensive. I typically like to use my mica powders for the epoxy resin itself, not necessarily for the acrylic paint. I've never done mica pigments with acrylic paint, hence why I said I wanted to swatch, I wanted to experiment. So that was the result of the experiment. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to choose a color, one or two colors of the glow, because again, I have to utilize the powder, right? And I don't want to just be using this all willy-nilly. But yeah, I am disappointed in how the colors came out, but it is to be expected and how the colors came out, simply because again, the base that I was using as far as the mixer, that already glowed. So it was kind of like I was mixing this with itself almost. It's just in a different form. Like this was paint and these were powders. So yeah, still fun to experiment though. Still fun to experiment. That's the whole purpose of it, right? All right, so it spilled out on the table, and I salvaged as much of it as I could. I'm not pulled to where I'm gonna be like, no, I need every ounce. I don't like for my piece. I don't like for my product to be wasted. No, but I'm not gonna cry over that much. I'm not gonna do all that. But I am gonna clear this swatch just because, like I said, this was just a test, and I still want to utilize this for a future project. And I'll just be very extra mindful to cover the back. See? Okay. All right. That's it. That's all. I have about 20% left. Okay. All righty, tighty. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with our piece. So, again, I'm thinking about the Lord. I am going to do the lettering. I'm going to do the lettering glow in the dark. I've decided I'm going to do the lettering glow in the dark because excuse me, I'm going to go to my swatch again. Thank you, baby. I just wiped the swatch off, and I want to use the Jesus letters. I want to use for this one. It's really, really vibrant. I want it to pop out at you. Do you all remember which one that was in the corner? I think it was it glow in the dark red? I don't know. Okay, that was purple, that was green, that was blue. I'm not sure. Or was this the yellow one? What color was this? I know the center was white. I think this was yellow. I think this was the yellow one. I think this was yellow. So even if it's not, heck, I'll mix these two. I will mix these two together with this. And this is what I'll do for the words, for the Jesus words, okay? Which lets me know to do that first. I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm gonna do the fish itself. I'm gonna do the fish black. I'm gonna do the fish black because the entire background is going to be black as well. So the background is gonna be black, and then these little fun things here, I'll probably do, I'll probably make glow as well. So yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and start painting. Let's start with, since I'm gonna be doing everything technically blue. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna be doing these. Sorry, y'all, I'm talking out loud. I'm gonna put these away, and I do have to make another swatch though. Let me get a different paintbrush. All right, I'm going to be using my smaller paintbrush, which is where? Which is here. Gonna be using this smaller paintbrush here because it really helps me. Or pink, that was at the top. It was the pink one? Was it pink? It was pink. All right. All right. All right, let's do, it was pink. All right, fine. Cool. Oh, but look, I also had, so what color does this glow? Because why didn't I remember I had, oh, because I was mixing other colors. Huh, okay, anyway, let's stay focused. Let's do, yeah, I'm gonna have to do, get a plastic. Baby, can mama have this? Can mama have this? Thank you. I'm gonna use this for my paint. He ripped the tablecloth, or table covering. And I'm gonna use this for the paint because for some reason I refuse to go out and buy an actual palette, but it's fine. I'm gonna mix a little bit. I'm not gonna mix a lot just because that's just what I'm used to doing. And if I don't like it, if I get, not that I get scared, but if I don't like it, then I could always paint over it with something else. All right. You take this pink. And I'm gonna do, the reason I'm doing the pink first is because I see one of the squiggles on the itch this thing, and it reminds me of a worm. So that's why I'm going to do that first. And with this, I'm definitely gonna make sure that I use all of it because again, this is not no regular paint. It's that mica powder, and that junk it ain't cheap. Just for 10 grams, they want to charge an arm and a leg. So we gonna make sure we use everything. You can't scream at him. That's his toy. Yes, it is. That's his toy. I keep telling you, that's the cat. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention was it's grainy. Yeah, let's go back and look at the picture. Why am I still doing it? I don't know. We're already here. But yeah, it's grainy. I don't know if it's because of the particles from the powder or what, but it seems grainy. Hopefully, though, it doesn't matter when it goes on the clay. Hopefully, it can really penetrate the pores of the clay. And then, of course, you know, I'll go back and I'll seal it with the Mod Podge, and then we'll seal it. The very final and last step is that epoxy resin. But before we even get there, I'm going to definitely make sure I seal it in that Mod Podge. All right, so you see how before when we were doing our swatches, it was on the tail of our brush? Yeah, we're not going to wipe that off because this is actual product and we're doing the actual piece now. So we're going to try to take this and we're going to try to save this. And we're going to try to save it like this. Okay. Now it does dry quickly. It will dry quickly. So I will be moving fast. No, mama. I will be moving fast to do another coat. Okay. I'm trying to paint like this so you all can see. And so that I can see. If you can notice, it's going on. It's really thin. And that's from the paint itself. The paint goes on extremely, extremely thin, which is why I say with the glow-in-the-dark paint, you're going to have to do at least 4 coats. At least 4 coats. When I do at least 2 coats, when most of it or majority of it starts to dry, we're gonna put it in the light. We're gonna go in the bathroom and we're gonna make sure it's looking exactly how I want it to look. Because if not, I will paint over it just regular color. I will. Okay. Would 3 work or pink? I'm sorry, you all. I don't mean to be ignoring the comment section. I just know like once I have product out of its container, whether it's like if I mix the batch of resin, they call it a pot. You have a certain amount of time with your pot life before your resin begins to cure. And I have a certain amount of time before the paint dries and I can try to apply another coat. And plus, for some reason, I don't know, I get distracted when I'm painting. Like I'll be painting, I'll be talking, and then I'll get in the zone and try to like, you see like now, like I'll just stop in the middle of my sentence. Yeah, because I'm trying to focus. Sorry. And don't worry about it bleeding on the canvas. The background is going to be black anyway. So I don't even care about that. All right. It's looking really good. What's the matter? Are you pooping? Did you poop? You boo-boo? Or are you just grunting? Oh, you just grunting. so damn cute, baby. No, she's pooping. Yes, you are. Yes, you are too. All right, you all. Y'all still here with me? I haven't looked up at the screen yet. Y'all still here. Good. I'm glad y'all still here. I love you all. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Alrighty. All right. I'm excited to see how this turns out. No more experiments. This is the experiment on the actual piece. And again, if this is a dud, if this is a fail, then it's just a fail. We'll laugh, dust our feet off, keep it pushing. All right. I'm making sure I have all of the corners saturated with the mixture, with the paint. I'm going to flip the camera and I want to show you all exactly what I mean when I say it's thin and it's like a grainy type of look. And I don't think I like that. I know I don't like that. That's how it looks. That's how it looks. That's just one coat. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't even know why I'm fanning it. Hopefully, if I'm able to get this to dry, apply another coat, then I'll be able to decipher whether or not I'll continue on with this process. If I don't like it, then I'll just use regular color. But the reason why I do want to go all out, though, is spoiler alert. This is the first piece since stepping out on just faith and trust in God for just newer heights. This is actually the first piece that has been purchased, right? So I'm like, I was gonna do what I want to do, but I want to do my damn thing because it's been bought, it's sold. All right, it had a tickets on its head, and it's been purchased. No pun intended, because the Lord has purchased our lives by shedding His blood on that cross. Our souls have been purchased. Okay, all right, let's focus. Back into the light we go. Standing here so you guys can see. Yeah, so again, it's starting to dry. I'm just looking at it from my eyesight. It's beautiful. Definitely give it 1 or 2 more coats and it'll do what I want it to do. But the true test is to see how vibrant it is on the clay, right? Because when we did the swatch, we did it on the back of the canvas. Now we're doing it on the actual piece, which is on canvas, yes, but it's physically on top of the clay. And clay is porous, right? Why you need to like do multiple coats. Okay, so we got that in the light like that. How long have I been standing here? Have you all been keeping track? I feel like I've been standing here for like 30 seconds, but I really am not too sure. We have LB right here making a mess. Don't mind her. That's just what she does. Okay. All right. Now, hang tight. We're going to get our camera ready. We're still going to hold it in the light. Bear with me. I'm going to shoot off to the bathroom and I'm going to take a picture. Come back and do the reveal. Don't go nowhere. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so, wow. God is good. Glory to God. This is exactly what I saw in the spirit when I thought of what I was thinking about for this piece. It's interesting. It's a play on the eyes. It looks regular. Are you all ready for the reveal? I believe the graininess should dissipate after I do the epoxy. Who knows? Or if I do multiple coats. But this is the reveal, you all. This is that. Hold on, let me get the light so you don't have that glare. Right? This is what I painted. This is the result. Woo! Woo! This is the freaking result. You can't even see it. Let me zoom in. Damn, sorry. Can you freaking see that? Oh, can you see that? So beautiful. Can you freaking gag me? I'm gagged. You guys, my experiment, my theory, it worked. This is what I saw when I was thinking, you see, like a green and pink mix. Yeah. But that's actually because, hey, yeah. Whatever color this is when it glows, mixed with the pink, turned out to be like a green and pink. But nonetheless, what I was going to say, I'm going to cut back on the light. What I was going to say is I am so blessed to have tried that out, because what I saw in the spirit and when I was thinking about the word Jesus, it was popping. It was bright. The light was bright. It was almost like blinding. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Here I am adding my second layer of mica pigment mixed with the neutral paint. And I'm going to have to do another mixture. I'll be okay if it glows differently. I just want face value. I want, like, just looking at it, I want it to look like regular colors. But the hidden, LB, where you get that from? I'm sorry, y'all. I done got distracted in the middle of my in the middle of my statement, because I gotta monitor LB. She's so quick. She is so quick, man. You gotta watch her. Yo, that was a great experiment. That was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay? All right. So, my phone is on 9%. As we come to a close, wow, we've been on live for about 88 minutes and 49 seconds. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you all that have joined the live. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for your feedback. It really, really means the most. It really means the most to me, the world to me. It really does. Because it just gives me more drive and more reason and more hope and more purpose to just keep coming up here and doing this, right? So again, thank you for those of you that have joined the live, engaged, chatted with me, gave your feedback, showed your support. I appreciate you. I am actually going to wrap this up. I'm going to finish this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, the picture, I mean, this little piece here that we painted was from the experimental swatch that we had done, and this is the result. Okay. So all of the little figures or the textured bits that you see here will be painted with glow in the dark, and the base will be black. So natural eye, just looking at it, oh, okay, it's a lot of colors. But turn off the light and ba-bam, ba-bam. Once we get this bad boy sealed in resin, oh, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be freaking amazing. Okay? So again, thank you guys. I love you guys. And until next time, keep God first. Happy crafting. Later. Bye.